Folks, welcome back to the 2013, is what I'm going to call the 2013 Second Amendment battle, starting right here in the state of Texas. I want to introduce you to somebody to my left. Tell the folks who you are, why you're here, what are you holding in your almost ink-stained hands?
Yeah, my previously nicotine-stained hands. My name's Dave Schumacher. I'm from Georgetown, and we just had a meeting with our state rep, Larry Gonzalez, and he just gave me this. It's HB number 553, sponsored by House member Otto. It's a bill to be enacted, an act relating to firearms and the preservation of the Second Amendment to the United States Constitution, providing penalties. And basically what we're saying to the U.S. government is leave your hands off of our guns.
Now, it's a big battle going right now. I mean, look at all the people here. We're going to be taking some what we call B-roll and really showing people, not only here in the state of Texas, but across the world, that the battle really begins right here in the state of Texas. This is, I think this would be one of the largest rallies in the whole United States. And even, obviously we have Jerry Patterson is going to be here today. We have Sheriff Mack and many others. I mean, what do you think's going on? Why is it there's such a huge push? A lot of people are talking about tyranny, they're talking about succession, they're talking about all that stuff. But where do you think we're really at? Do you think this rally is going to make a difference, or do you think this is just where the battle begins?
I think this is where the battle begins. They've been trying to take our guns away ever since I can remember. We need to protect ourselves. We need to protect ourselves from enemies, and that might include our own government.
Now, the last time that we were together, I saw you out. We were with Janine Turner at a big Tea Party event, okay? And in the end, we're seeing more and more people, even from Hollywood, getting involved. I even think we're going to see some Democrats out here today that are really going to be pushing back what's going on. This is the biggest push. I've said to the folks, this is the biggest push, the biggest battle that we're ever going to have in this country concerning the Second Amendment. I think all the cards have lined up, or the stars have lined up, however you want to put it, whatever analogy you want to use. I believe that this is going to be the biggest push to take away the guns from the majority of Americans, or heavily restrict them, just like we see in New York. Can only have 10 bullets in a clip, or 7. Then it went down to 7, right?
Right, went down to 7. It's going to go down to 1, and it's kind of hard. If you miss the first time, you better have another one. I think that we need to protect our rights. It's the Second Amendment. Basically says we should be able to carry firearms, and the reason for that was not to go hunt ducks or deer. The reason for that was to protect us from a tyrannical government. And that's what they fear up there, is that as long as we have arms, it's going to be hard for them to take over this country.
Well, the bottom line is, the way I see it, folks, and I thank you so much for coming on today, the fact is, we can't be afraid to talk about why we really have a Second Amendment. The freedom of speech and the Second Amendment are just like this. You lose either one of those, the other goes away. Okay, and the bottom line is, we have got to make sure that we're not afraid to say, yeah, just maybe someday there might be a push to take away even more freedoms of this country, and without having the threat of the Second Amendment, being able to form militias, and be able to have the right to bear arms with that freedom of speech, it just might go away. So today's very important. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you, Craig. Enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Well, there you have it, folks. We're going to have many, many different interviews today. We're just going to pull people in. We're trying to get some people from the crowd. You're going to see a lot of signs out there, people talking, not just with their mouth, but with their billboards. So I'm sure you're going to hear a lot about this on the news. Don't let it get spun. Go to Be First in Media, befirstinmedia.com, to get the facts and get them in real time. I'm Craig Bushon. We'll be back.